In 1978, German jazz rockers Mrs. Beastly released their fourth album, Spaceguerilla, and from it the track Hoffmannstropfen. E with a really deep bass line. Kind of like wiggling around the octave of E. Really tight funk progression with that hi-hat, kick drum clamp down. I gotta say, that is one of the deepest, thickest bass lines I've heard in recent memory. That really low note that it hits, I'm wondering, can you even get any lower than that? And each time he hits it, it just seems to go like this, kind of sonically. Just. I like the way it just like throws it into that one landing chord, and it suddenly flutters. That the reed comes in like that, and those diamond keyboards that punctuate these landings. Now that reed is really hanging tight to the thematic structure and the really funky rhythmic figure we got going. Okay, Friedman Josh plays flute, alto flute, soprano sax, performer, ultra space, blah blah. I guess that's his moniker here. That really trebly clavinet in the background, kind of low in the mix. So far, this is like turning out to be like a real tight, solid funk piece from Germany. Which has me thinking, did Germany produce any? How much pure funk really came out of Germany? Discounting like the more kind of producer-driven disco, which is really doesn't even deserve to be called funk. But I mean like say did Germany actually have like an average white band, or an Olympic runners like an overseas act that really conjured the essence of stateside funk? I know that Germany had a lot of jazz rock that got funky at times, but this sounds like the band, and this band's normally a jazz rock band, but so far this is one of the most convincing funk recordings I've heard this side of say a few of the French or the Paris-based funk acts of the earlier part of the decade. Okay, we got that flute really front and center, and let's see, on Burkhard Schmidt is the keyboardist credited with piano, Fender, clavinet, synthesizer and polyphonic synthesizer, and Hammond electric organ. Yeah, the instrumentalists mostly have a lot of instruments by their name. Yeah. That real sliding hi-hat. was largely a show between Buckard Schmidt on keyboard, Friedman Josh on flute, and that throbbing bass of Locko Richter, who's also credited with violin on other parts of the album. Okay, Alekto Richter, the bassist, he showed up the following year in the band Era. Yeah, that makes. Come to think of it, there's a song that this kind of reminds me of now on that, or I should say that there's a song on Turkus, Era's 1979 release that kind of sounds like this. I love the way it just lands right that E flat, yeah, and then just goes a flutter right there. Yeah, that's one of the earworms of the piece. Now that's a very different sound. The guitar finally kind of a pinched squeal of a sound. Okay, this track is credited to Bunkard Schmidt, the keyboardist. I'm wondering who plays guitar on it, because it says in the credits guitar. Well, they credit Bunkard Schmidt too. I guess he plays all the guitar, although the only guitar they really credit on the album is track A4, and this is B1. So I guess it's him. Yeah, he's quite the multi-talent. Yeah. Control and separation of instruments and just the tightness of each and clarity of everything. I love the way the drummer's doing two things at once. He's doing those rolls, and he's also kind of clamping down on things with the metal. Oh, here it just get all blurry and echoey, that guitar. Oh, that rising sustain thickness of the keyboard. I can almost, it's almost hard to tell whether that's a synthesizer or a synth bass. Or a synth bass or a bass. It's kind of so blurry and greasy. Another thing that's coming to mind perhaps is Backdoor, the English band from a few years earlier that had a real thick bass sound and kind of this jazz rocky environment. I love how we've gone from, we have this really tight thematic section, and we also have other sections that are loose and more about sonic experimentation over a groove. Yeah, there's a song on the Era album from '79 that has links to this that has a sound that has a reed riff that's very similar to this one. Oh, it's fluttering like that, yeah. That was Hoffmannstropfen by Mrs. Beastly from their 1978 fourth album, Spaceguerilla, and I just Googled that word, and I guess it translates to compound spirit of ether. Is a solution of one part. Oh, huh. Yeah, that's what it brings up. It brings up a wiki page on compound spirit of the ether, which is a formula that I guess is sold in. Yeah, it's some kind of formula that's sold in the German market. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the catalog of Mrs. Beastly, see the directory of albums by German artists linked in the description below for red hot tracks and purples from the Mrs. Beastly catalog, as well as many other German jazz rock bands like Era, Embryo, Passport, Virgo. It just goes on and on. So many of them. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the track we just heard, the layers, the interplay, the compositional elements, the experimental, more freeform elements, the funk element, yeah, and the interplay. Who had the best passage? Who was the best soloist? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear travel trimaximalist, signing off.